A lot is happening in the US. First, it was H1B and now it can be OPT. OPT is the optional practical training. It's basically the backbone of an Indian student's future in the US. It's like the study work permit. It gives you work authorization to keep working in the US on your F1 student visa, and it gives that breathing space to keep working before you can transition to any work visa like H1B. And if you remove this program without it, the kind of the study abroad dream in the US shatters, because who would go there to pay all this fee and not being able to work at all, right? Now it seems that Trump's government's next attack might be on OPT, because we are hearing some statements like, for example, Stephen Miller, who's the White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy, said OPT is a backdoor for cheap foreign labor. We are committed to ending this loophole. And Joseph Edlow, who is President's nominee for Director of USCIS, he said that they are looking for some kind of regulatory power that would allow us to remove the ability for employment authorizations for F1 students beyond the time that they are in the school, effectively saying that we want to remove the OPT. So now we have been hearing that Trump might be going after OPT for some time, but some concrete developments have been happening in last 7 to 10 days, and that is what triggered me to make this video. So I want to cover 3 things today. First is the latest news around the OPT, what exactly is going on. Secondly, what do you need to do to safeguard yourself? And number 3 is what can be the future of OPT. So very important discussion today. Let's look at some possible ramifications on this very crucial program for us. All this on the other side of the intro. Keep watching. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Nishta from Scholar Strategy. If you're finding our videos on H1B development and all this information useful, then please do hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps me create more content like this. Alright, so crucial video today. We are all witnessing what's happening to the H1B program, and now we are wondering whether the next attack is going to be on the OPT. So let me come directly to the point. First point is latest news around the OPT, and the development that you might also be reading on the social media is that many Indian students have reported some visits from ICE and USCIS officers. These are basically known as FDNS visits, or Fraud Detection and National Security Agency site visits. What happens in there? Why is it happening? Let me talk about all that. But before I can get into that, we need to understand some terms here. So just bear with me for a minute. So OPT, of course, is the optional practical training, which is like a temporary work authorization for students in the US. Now, who issues the OPT is basically, it all comes firstly from Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, which is responsible for setting all the rules, policies for international students. Under this, we have 2 bodies that are of interest to us. First is, of course, the USCIS, which is the US Citizenship and Immigration Services. And under this, we have a body known as FDNS, which is the Fraud Detection and National Security. USCIS basically processes your OPT applications, and FDNS is a special unit that conducts site visits to check if the students and employers are complying with OPT regulations. Another body that is of interest to us is ICE, which comes directly under DHS, and it is Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They basically enforce the rules, conducts audits, investigates fraud, etc. So sometimes these FDNS visits contains both USCIS as well as ICE officers. Okay, now that we understand that, how does the OPT system actually work is, you have to first enroll in a US university to get your F1 visa, and before or after your graduation, once you want to start working, you need to apply for OPT, and this happens through your university's designated school official, or known as DSO, and USCIS. Once it is approved, you can start working in your field of study. For non-STEM courses, OPT is of 1 year, and for STEM courses, OPT has 24 months extension, which means you get a 3-year OPT. Now, you have to report your employment details to your university. You have to update your SEVIS record. Now, ICE and FDNS can conduct audits or site visits to these employers' addresses to just make sure that they are in compliance with the OPT rules and regulations. Now, FDNS visits were always part of the program. They could have happened previously also, but they rarely happened in Biden's administration. But in last 7 to 10 days, we have heard hundreds of international students report that like some FDNS person, ICE officers, etc., visited their homes, and this is unannounced visit, asked them a bunch of questions, asked for a bunch of documents, and the students are panicking. As you can see here on Reddit, some users have posted, for example, this person says that a friend had an FDNS site visit today. They actually came to their place. STEM is currently pending. They asked for college transcripts, work site address and supervisor's name, payroll records, bank statements, etc. Officer was polite but literally taking notes on everything. Another user mentioned that it happened to me at my place of residence yesterday. They live in a big city in a blue state, and their STEM OPT is pending. So most of these cases that we are hearing is of people whose STEM OPT extension is pending basically. So they are trying to make sure, the purpose of this visit is to ensure that the students and employers are following the OPT rules, and they will visit you, they will verify your employment details, check your job duties, and they want to confirm your training plan as mentioned on the form I-983. Now this document is important, and here's, let me show you a sample. This is what it looks like. This is known as a training plan for STEM OPT students, and it basically lists down a lot of things and formally details the practical training that the student will receive, how it relates to their major, learning objectives, and what kind of supervision the company will provide. So it's a crucial part of the application process for the STEM OPT extension. It ensures that the training aligns with the student's academic field, because one of the condition on OPT is that whatever job you are doing has to align with your field of study. That is why it means that a computer science student cannot be working on an electrical engineering project. You have to make sure that you are working in something that utilizes your study area as well. So now that we know that these visits are increasingly happening, they are trying to ascertain that everybody is following the OPT rules. Now, why is it happening? So one of the reasons it's happening is that there has been a history of OPT scams in the US. So once your OPT starts after you graduate, you cannot be unemployed for more than 90 days for the first 12 months of your program. And if you have STEM OPT extension, which means that you have 3 years OPT, then you get additional 60 days of unemployment. But in total, you cannot be unemployed for more than 150 days on OPT. Now, in this current job market, when it is so hard to find jobs, many students are not able to get that. They are fearing that they will remain unemployed and their OPT clock will expire, which means their OPT will be revoked and they will have to leave US. So to circumvent this, a bunch of companies sprouted up in the US. These were agencies, consultancies, which would basically charge you some thousands of dollars in return to give you an offer letter kind of thing and a training plan. So they will give you the form I-983, using which you could stop your OPT clock. So this is known as pay to stay scheme. They will offer you fake jobs. They will charge you some fee to show you that you are employed on OPT or STEM OPT extension. Now, this is obviously illegal because US law requires that OPT employment is real, paid, and related to your field of study. And in 2020, actually, US government did a full crackdown, and there were companies like FindDream, Sinocontech, AZ Tech Technologies, etc., which were prosecuted for running such pay-to-stay schemes. Now, Trump government knows that job market is tough. Many students might be resorting to these sort of fake jobs to stay on the OPT. So these FDNS site visits are happening to make sure that your employment is legit and you are not doing something like this. So that is the context here. But that's not the only thing. There are actually many OPT rules and regulations you need to follow. And if you're not following them, then your OPT can be revoked. First is, of course, working for a fake or unapproved employer. Secondly, if you're unemployed beyond the allowed limit of 150 days, then if you have not reported your changes in employment or address, etc., in your SEVIS record within 10 days then that is also a violation. So for example, if you have moved apartment, if your employment details have changed, even your title or duties, etc., please make sure that you update all that in your service record. You need to inform your DSO and make sure your service is up to date all the times. Other reasons for which your OPT can be revoked is if you're working in a non-related field, if you are doing unauthorized work or doing multiple jobs without approval. So your employer has to be listed on your service. If you're working for anybody else, that is not allowed. If there is any problems with the training plan, so this form I-983, the training plan should be accurate and followed. If ICE finds discrepancies during a site visit, or if your employer doesn't provide proper training, then also your OPT can be revoked. Other reasons are even academic or disciplinary reasons for which the university can actually withdraw your F1 status. If they find you cheating on the exam, or if for any disciplinary reasons, if your F1 is revoked, then automatically your OPT gets revoked as well. So in these FDNS site visits, they can be checking for any of these things. And this brings me to the second part of this video, is how do you safeguard yourself, right? So it's very important that you're staying compliant all the times. Now, what people are telling is that like during these FDNS site visits, the officers asked for their pay stubs. This is basically to confirm that you are being paid and not working for free. They asked for the transcripts. This is to verify that you have graduated from a SEVP certified school, as well as that your academic area of study aligns with what you're working on. Thirdly is the training plan or your form I-983. This is to ensure that your work relates again to your degree and you are getting proper training for it. And lastly, employer details. This is to confirm that your job or employer is legitimate and matches your application. So these are some of the documents they are asking. So firstly, you should make sure that you are keeping all these documents handy in case you face any such visits. By the way, if the officer visits you like this, always stay calm. And the first thing you should need to do is to verify their identity, because I'm sure this can lead to some other kind of frauds as well. Like, somebody might show up at your door posing as a USCIS officer and anything like that. So to avoid that, always ask for their badges or official identity. If anything looks off, if you're not sure that this is right, then you can always reach out to your DSO or designated school official. But yes, other than that, you should always fully cooperate with these officers. Please provide whatever they're asking for, answer all the questions truthfully. If you are found to be withholding any information, or if you're lying about anything, then obviously they can revoke your OPT right away. And lastly, make sure your training plan is being followed. So if you have not really paid attention to it, you should go and read what is written there, and please make sure that employer is also following those things. So these are some of the things you must do to stay compliant, so that nothing unfortunate happens to you out of the blue. Lastly, let's talk about what is the future of the OPT. Now, understand that there is no official announcement yet. They have not officially or formally changed anything about the OPT yet, but these kind of site visits and increasing the quotes from the administration, they just go on to show that they are closely watching the OPT program, and some bigger news might be coming out soon, because as we saw with the H-1B visas, suddenly a lot of news came out. They changed a lot of things, very drastic changes. So the same thing can happen with OPT. I wouldn't be surprised. So what we are hearing is, so far as one change is expected, is that they might try to shorten the OPT duration. So right now you have 1 year base OPT plus 2 years of STEM extension. That gives you 3 years of OPT for a STEM program, and which is comparable to any other country. Like, it's a pretty good duration, right? However, they can shorten it. They can remove the STEM extension, or they can shorten it to 1 year. They can shorten overall OPT duration to 1 year or less. Anything like that can happen. Of course, they want to do more stricter employer verification to avoid these kind of frauds. So any company which really wants you to work on the OPT will have to now go through more paperwork, more compliance kind of things. So it might increase their cost of implementing these things. And thirdly, of course, we are expecting a lot more site visits, audits. So the pressure will always be on. You will have to be vigilant and make sure that nothing goes amiss and you're not violating any of the so many criterias of the OPT laws, which can put your OPT status in jeopardy. it will not shock me anymore given how things are proceeding. So my point in this video was to not create a panic or fear, but like definitely be staying aware that, like, you know, these kind of things can happen and what might it mean for you, so that you're up to date and always thinking of plan B, plan C, etc. if US thing is not working out for you anymore. So I just wanted to cover what's happening, what we know so far. But of course, if suddenly some official announcement comes out, then I will try to cover that as well. If I have missed out anything, if you guys have heard of anything new by the time this video comes out, do let me know in the comments. As always, hang in there. It's tough times, but we are all in this together. Happy to comment on anything if you're facing any issues, etc. So let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next week with a fresh new video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.